Okay. I tried to film it in landscape again, but it's not working. So we're going to do just film it in, I guess, vertical. I announced on Instagram that I was going to be going live, and a bunch of people said that they would join. So I came home so late tonight, and it's like 9 something where I live right now, but I decided to still come on, even though it's quite late, and just spend like 25 minutes answering some questions, because I have been getting a bunch of kind of the same questions over and over, and I find that it's easier to answer them here so everyone can benefit rather than individually DMing or commenting to everyone. So hey everyone. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments here, and I'll just go through every one. I do have I only see half your face. I don't know why. Is that better? I don't know. It's telling me to rotate. Am I like full screen now? Okay. All right, I'm rotating back. Here we go. Um, okay, tell me if this is good. Because on my end it looks good. It's telling me that I have to film this way, so let me know. Let's see. Okay, awesome. So yeah, so I'm going to answer a couple of the main questions that I have been getting constantly on specifically Instagram, and then I'll answer anyone's questions after that. I just want to try to keep this video to like 25 minutes max. So first come, I guess first serve, I'll answer the first ones. So the main questions that I have been getting recently was actually regarding ulcerative colitis. So just pulling comments up here. I don't know why they're disappearing. So oh, thank you. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so the first one was about ulcerative colitis, specifically the type of diet you should be consuming. So I currently have quite a few clients with ulcerative colitis. It's definitely a lot more common than a lot of people even realize. So I'm going to say the first thing you want to avoid, absolutely, if you have it, would be fiber. So whole grains, chia, flax, any rough vegetables. And then the second thing is you always want to steam everything, steam all your vegetables, but fruit as well. Like apples are sometimes even too rough for the colon at that point, so you would want to even steam your apples. Or you want to blend everything into smoothies, so berries and fruit and all that, blend them in a smoothie. Ideally, it's best to do, if you're in a flare, it's best to do fasting. You can do fasting with bone broth or veggie broth, but something soothing, even gelatin. So you could do like a 3-day fast if you can handle it. Otherwise, you want to stick to just lean proteins, healthy fats, and just steamed vegetables. You want to make sure everything's really easy to digest. Practice food combining. So I have a YouTube video on how to do that. Just to make sure you're really having optimal digestion. I see that people with ulcerative colitis are extremely sensitive to everything, including supplements. So if you are to take supplements, start slow and do soothing ones. You want to make sure you're doing drainage, so either with homeopathics or things like hot lemon water, chlorophyll, but start small, start with small dosages, and then you want to do things to, I guess, reduce inflammation in the colon. So slippery elm, L-glutamine, aloe vera gel, they're all great, but again, start really slow or you might start noticing you have blood in your stool. So those are some tips. A lot of people with ulcerative colitis also have issues with probiotics. So if you are taking them, go really slow or just don't take them for a period of time until you clear things like E. coli and that dysbiosis that you have going on. Okay, so let's see if I can get this going. So I'm going to answer one of the questions, and then I'm going to answer a few more that I have been getting frequently. So someone says, I live in Toronto. Do I need a water filter? Any suggestions on what brand is good? I would definitely recommend, if you live in any big city, to get a water filter, just because there's a lot of pollution and toxins in the water. It's just a lot of people are using it. So I had a lot of relatives in Toronto, and the tap water tasted disgusting and like tons of chlorine. So I do recommend a filter. I do highly recommend a chlorine filter. So whichever filter you do purchase, make sure there's a chlorine filter in it or install it separately. The filter we use right now at our house is the Kangen filter. I wonder, I'm trying to see if there's a way for me to type in the chat. No, I guess not. I will try to leave a link in the description box of the filter we're using. It's like an alkalizer and water ionizer together. So you can use that. Otherwise, you can do like, I know on Amazon, if you're looking for something cheap, because those are kind of expensive, on Amazon, you can literally get a bottle. It's like a water bottle with a chlorine filter and heavy metal filter in it. It's like 40 or 50 bucks and you can refill it and it alkalizes your water, but you have to fill it obviously every time you drink. Or you can do like little Berkey filters. So it really depends on your budget. Filters can get really expensive, but definitely chlorine is one of the main ones you want to look at, and heavy metals. So the second, I hope that answers your question. So the second question that I have been getting is on candida overgrowth and how long you should be doing liver cleansing before starting your candida and parasite cleanse. So this is a question I get asked all the time. You want to do, if you've never done liver cleansing or drainage with homeopathics or anything before, you want to do at least 30 days, usually 2 months, would be better. But it's hard to know, so start with 30 days of cleansing, whether you're using herbs or you're using homeopathics. And then after the 30 days, start a candida cleanse, but start really slow. So slowly start incorporating like the dietary changes and the antifungal supplements. Start at a small dose. If you feel like you're getting die off, stop the cleanse and go back to liver cleansing for another 30 days. You also want to continue your liver kidney cleansing throughout your candida and parasite cleanse as well, just to make sure any toxins that are being brought up are leaving the body and not staying in the body. So everyone is different. It's hard to know exactly how long you should do something for. So the best is just to listen to your body. And if you feel like you're getting die off or inflammation, then just stop the candida cleanse and go back to liver cleansing. With regard to immune boosters and builders, should the compounds lemon balm or licorice root, for example, be taken daily? If you're trying to boost your immune system, should they be taken daily? If that's what you're asking, then yes, but you don't need to take it for the rest of your life. You can do it for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and that's usually sufficient. Usually you only want boosters if you're sick and like you need to get over a cold or a flu. So usually you would take the boosters for the duration of your cold or your flu, or even if you have like bronchitis, so you're in whatever infection you have, usually just take the boosters during that time and then you should stop and then do immune builders the rest of the time, because immune boosters don't keep your immune system boosted. If you're stressed or you come in contact with another infection or bacteria, virus, your immune system will weaken again. So builders are what actually keeps your immune system strong longer term, if that makes sense. So yeah, usually boosters are like 2 weeks or however long you need to get over your cold. Right now, my kids are sick, so they're on echinacea, and they're only taking the echinacea syrup, which is like a homeopathic syrup of echinacea, and they're only doing it until they're over their cold. So yeah, usually you just do it for that time. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, liver cleansing should always be done for everyone, and so most of the time kidney as well. Usually do them together. They should always be done before you do a candida cleanse, because candida and parasites release toxins, viruses, heavy metals as they start to die off, and if your liver is not able to handle that toxic load, all those toxins in the bloodstream are going to the liver. So if your liver and kidneys are not able to handle that, which nowadays most of our liver and kidneys can't, those toxins will just recirculate the body and cause inflammation and major die-off symptoms, which aren't good. You don't want that inflammation. So definitely do liver cleanse. I recently started eating much healthier and taking supplements, and my psoriasis has gotten worse, not better. Is this normal? Maybe I made too many changes too quickly. Yes, so it's normal. That usually happens to most people who start cleansing quickly, as they notice that they're getting, I guess, a worsening of their symptoms. It's a good sign in the sense that it means toxins are leaving. So what you're doing is working, but it's bad in the sense that you're not going about it the right way. So if you're getting worse, it means inflammation. It's not a good thing. So stop what you're doing, or at least lower the dosage, and really start doing liver kidney cleansing. So your liver and your kidneys are your main emunctories or elimination organs. So any toxins you have in your body, those are the organs that are going to get those toxins out via your urine and your stool. So if they're not functioning, those toxins are going to have to find another exit, and in your case it'll be the skin, where they can't leave through your liver and kidney, so they're leaving through the skin, causing that flare, if that makes sense. Some people get major congestion and like sinus issues and stuff. That's toxins leaving through your mucous membranes or your respiratory system. So you want to make sure you're doing some kind of like lung drainage in that case. So everyone's different, but usually liver kidney support's the best, because at least toxins will be leaving through your stool and your urine the way they normally should be. So that's what's happening if you're having a flare or getting worse. Yes, thank you, Rebecca. Do you listen to European Citizens the 8th? I have no idea who they are or what they are. So no. Following your advice to balance Th2 response. Yeah, that's usually so important if you have if you're in the middle of a big flare and you're just having a lot of issues, just start trying to balance the Th2. Lots of deep breathing. It really, really helps. Where are we? I thank you for all that you do. I'm currently on a parasite cleanse, and I find I go to the bathroom more. Would you be concerned about frequent bowel movements? It depends. If you're having like loose stools, I would recommend increasing fiber. Frequent bowel movements are good. Like 3 times a day would be good. As long as they're at least semi-formed, you don't want loose. So definitely increase your fiber. It's normal for people to experience a lot more bowel movements when you're cleansing, because that's how your body is getting rid of toxins. And if you're doing a lot of colon cleansing, there's stool in people's colons that are there for years. So if you're not eating a lot of fiber, they just kind of stick to your intestinal walls, and they're sitting there producing toxins over and over. So as you cleanse and start consuming like more fiber from fruits and vegetables, all of that stuff starts to come out. So frequent bowel movements are normal. Just if they're loose, eat more like soluble fiber, just soak up some of that liquid. So chia, flax, psyllium husk, ground psyllium husk is amazing. You can do it like in your baked goods, or do a capsule form of that as well. Can you get rid of angular cheilitis even if you still have candida? No, definitely not, because the main cause of the angular cheilitis is fungal issues. So you might improve it, but you won't get rid of it. Taking B vitamins is huge. If you're deficient in certain B vitamins, you'll have the cracking. So that's really normal if you take B vitamins. After a few weeks, it's normal to see improvement, but to get rid of it altogether, you definitely have to candida cleanse at some point. I love your videos so much. You give my psoriasis hope. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for everyone for watching all my videos and for all the support. So I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to answer a couple more that I've been getting really frequently. So a few people have been asking over on Instagram if you have autoimmune issues, if you should avoid nightshades the rest of your life. And even things like wheat. So you do not have to avoid anything the rest of your life. I always say if you have autoimmune issues, start with avoiding the trigger foods until you're cleared. So if you have arthritis, until your knees or your joints have greatly improved. If you have psoriasis, until your skin has cleared. If you have Hashimoto's, until your thyroid has balanced. Just avoid the trigger foods, which are going to be like gluten, cane sugar, dairy, nightshades, red meat. I mean, the list goes on, peanuts, that kind of stuff, but those are the main. I don't think anyone should avoid anything the rest of their life. That being said, just keep in mind as you consume foods, understand if they are inflammatory or not. So things like nightshades are very inflammatory. So don't eat them every single day, because then you'll start to build up inflammation all over again, and your autoimmune issues will just, get triggered again. So I have nightshades now probably twice a week. So either sometimes on Sundays at my mom's, or I'll have like a couple potato chips or some ketchup on eggs or something, and I'm fine. But I do know if I have too much throughout the week that I'll start to get a little bit itchy. Even though I don't have a rash, I'll kind of just feel like there's itching in my skin, and I know that's the histamine response. So I have to dial it back. So listen to your body, but long term, you shouldn't have to avoid anything. The only thing I say to always stay away from would be like processed and refined food, so burgers from McDonald's and that kind of stuff, because that will bring your autoimmune issues right back. Um, if if there's no cracking, sorry, comment just moved it. No cracking, just white corners. Um, yeah, any type of angular cheilitis, even if there's no cracking, although angular cheilitis is usually cracking, but any skin issues come back down to bacterial overgrowth, and it's almost impossible for your skin to clear if you don't correct that bacterial overgrowth, because your skin's a reflection of what's going on internally in your gut. So at some point, if you want it to be gone forever, you would have to balance out that bacteria. Definitely. I have histamine intolerance. What can I do for that? I don't even remember if I answered my last question or not. I'm like all over the place. It's so late for me. Histamine intolerance, I have a video on it actually. I go into depth and I share a lot of supplements that are amazing for balancing and reducing that histamine intolerance. So I really encourage you to check it out. You can search Happy Holistic Life and histamine intolerance to get the full video. But just to answer your question, you want to avoid trigger foods. So nightshades, cane sugar is a huge trigger for it, along with fermented food and yeast. So peanut butter, because it's moldy, sauerkraut, anything fermented you want to avoid. And then eggs and even like red meat is high histamine. But aside from diet, in terms of supplements, so avoid those main trigger foods, that'll help. And then for supplements, you want to do anti-inflammatories. Curcumin is amazing. It's really powerful, especially if you take it with like black pepper or ginger. So you can do supplements or teas or like a turmeric latte to start to calm the immune system. And then I really like rutin. It's rutin. It's a compound found in buckwheat, and it's extremely anti-inflammatory and great for reducing histamine. You also can do quercetin, which is really good antihistamine, and vitamin C is amazing as well. I like the supplement. It's called Ortic, Ortic from Genestra Brands. It's amazing because it has like the rutin and quercetin all in one. So you can do that. Hold on, my battery's dying. I just gotta plug it in. Just plug in my phone. So you can take that Ortic supplement if you want to get all those just in one, but definitely those are the main supplements you want to be on. If you do probiotics, do not do fermented probiotics. Do just like regular probiotics, and it will say on there if it's fermented or not. So I hope that answers your question. How many B complex should we take daily? It depends on the milligrams. Follow the bottle dosage. The thing with B vitamins is they don't remain in the body, so it's kind of hard to like overdose. If you take too much, you'll just release it in your urine. So essentially, if you're taking too much, you're just kind of wasting money, but you don't have to worry about it really doing much damage to your body. So you can follow the bottle dosage. If you feel like it's not helping, then maybe take one more capsule on top of that daily, and always take it in the morning or afternoon, not at night, because it's a stimulator, so it'll keep you up at night. Thank you for all you do. I have learned so much from your videos. My eczema is 99% gone. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you love the products. Apple cider vinegar ? I'm not sure what the question is, but I think apple cider vinegar is great. I take it a few times a week. I'll do a shot of it, and it really helps with digestion, and it keeps the, liver cleansing and bacteria in balance. So it's great. I usually actually use it on my salad more than just taking a shot of it. Any opinions on essential oils for stomach issues and skin issues? I am not comfortable recommending essential oils to take internally, but externally, I love rubbing frankincense with a little bit of coconut oil on your abdomen for stomach issues. It feels really good. It's an anti-inflammatory. Otherwise, I also like peppermint, again, in some coconut oil on the stomach. It's really soothing. I was wondering what you recommend for numbing of the legs. Would it be inflammation? What are the best supplements to take? If you ever have numbing issues, it's to do with your nervous system, and it's essentially degeneration of the nerves or the myelin sheath around the nerves. Nervous system issues are caused by a load of other issues in the body, usually liver, kidney, colon toxicity, bacterial imbalance, heavy metal toxicity, even mold issues. So it's going to be important for you to either work with a practitioner or really dive into some research and find out what your triggers are, because you can't improve your nerve issues without first improving those that are causing it, which and main one is mold. It's usually mold toxins are a huge issue. You could have been exposed to mold years ago and it could just be affecting you now. So it's important to get to the bottom, start to balance those out, and start to try to rebuild your nervous system over time. It takes a long time to rebuild the nervous system, but you can do I like the supplement, so I'm losing my voice, ascorbyl C and bioflavonoids from Genestra. I will try to remember to link it in the description box of this video if I can remember. But it is a lipid-soluble vitamin C, so it can actually pass the blood-brain barrier and essentially cleanse the cerebrospinal fluid of heavy metals or toxins. So that's something great to take. There are a lot of homeopathics that can help to build the nervous system as well. But yeah, unfortunately, there's not much you can do for numbing. You have to address the root cause. So bacterial overgrowth, mold, toxins, heavy metals, and emunctory or elimination organ blockage. So those would be something to consider. Are refrigerated probiotics best? Not necessarily. It depends on the strain. Some strains have to be refrigerated, some don't. So it depends on the type. If you're doing lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, those are great and they should be refrigerated. But if you're doing like soil-based, those are more fermented usually, and those do not have to be refrigerated. So it just depends on the strains. I'm going to be on here for another 4 or 5 minutes, so I'll answer as many as I can in that time. I have a few autoimmune diseases, and I just checked my LDL. A lot of the veggies they suggest is not good for my hypothyroidism. Looking to lower LDL and not affect skin and inflammatory issues. So the only type of veggies you want to avoid for hypothyroidism is pretty much like cabbage, and actually cabbage is my only one that I say try to avoid. But what you want to do for LDL is lots of fiber. That's the quickest way to reduce your LDL. So chia and flaxseed, a tablespoon of each every day, and also lots of raw garlic and raw ginger if you can handle that, either in tea or grated onto salad. Those are some great ways to reduce your LDL. And then increase healthy fats, so avocados or avocado oil, coconut oil, because cholesterol is not bad. You just want to have the good cholesterol, not high bad cholesterol. My husband wants to ask if he can keep his raw fermented yogurt or he must cut that out to heal. He has pretty harsh dermatitis on the hands, digestive issues with constipation. It's hard to know. Sometimes people do benefit from fermented yogurt, whereas others it's just too much inflammation for the body. I always recommend avoiding dairy for a period of time and see how you do. It's great, it has many benefits, but it's very dampening in the body. So if you have that bacterial overgrowth, which it sounds like he does, that imbalance will kind of thrive off, consuming the yogurt, because yogurt will create more mucus or dampness. So essentially a better environment for them to thrive. So I would try to eliminate it for a few weeks and just see how he's doing. But it's hard to know for sure. Or switch to like a coconut yogurt. Is apple cider vinegar considered fermented? It is, but it's the only one that you can do in small amounts. So if you're on a candida cleanse or something and you're trying to avoid fermented foods or high histamine foods, apple cider vinegar is usually okay for most people. However, emphasis on most. Some people just can't tolerate it at all. What liver cleanse is the best? Homeopathics, unfortunately, those are from a naturopath. I do homeopathics as well with clients, so if you're ever interested, I can do that. But you can definitely go the herbal route. It just is not as effective and as deep, so it's really hard to get full drainage, if that makes sense. But I do like the alpha liver flush. You can do a few bottles of that to hold you over until maybe at some point you can get some homeopathics. And sorry, I am still a little bit sick, so I'm starting to lose my voice. Can nystatin cure thrush or just keep it at bay? So it would wipe out the the bad bacteria, but it also wipes out the good. And usually there's still a remnants of the bad bacteria left, like candida overgrowth or yeast. So if you are to take nystatin, it would kill the good, and therefore there would be nothing to prevent overgrowth from happening again. So people who are on antibiotics usually find that after a couple months, they end up getting the issue or flaring again because the bad bacteria overgrew. So I usually say it's best to take like natural antifungals, which will help clear the candida, but won't actually kill the bad bacteria. Just gonna have a sip of a drink. Sorry, I have like a sore throat a bit, so this talking is making me lose my voice. So I hope that answers your question, but like I said, it will kill like the yeast, but it will also kill the good. And sometimes yeast is really stubborn and it'll stick around. So as soon as the good bacteria is gone, it'll just start to overgrow again. That's usually what happens. The best cleanse for liver. Yeah. So like I said, omega alpha, liver flesh, it's like a tonic in a bottle. You take a tablespoon or two a day. That's a good place to start. Hot lemon water, liquid chlorophyll, I'd recommend doing as well, and some ginger juice. I like the ginger juice, so you can incorporate that, and that's a good place to start for your liver. A little bit of pure organic raw beet juice as well could be beneficial for the liver. Do you recommend taking antifungal herbs all the time? No, because any herbs are going to strain your liver at some point, so don't take them all the time, but you can do periodic cleanses, maybe 3 times a year or 2 times a year, or seasonally, and take antifungals for just like 2 weeks during that time, just to keep your body in balance, and that should be good. All right, I'm going to sign off soon, but I'll answer a few more. I have pretty bad acne. I don't know where to start aside from Candida cleanse. I'm new to all of this. I don't know what supplements I can take to clear it. So start with the liver always. Like I mentioned before, any issues with the skin are all related to toxicity in the body. It means toxins are not leaving the body properly, so they're coming out through the skin. So opening your liver and kidneys will get toxins away from the skin and out through your urine and your stool the way they should be going. So start with that. After 30 to 60 days, start bringing in some antifungals and try a candida cleanse. Depending on the degree of acne you have, the longer it's going to take to clear. So you're going to have to just kind of work at it. But if you do have anyone here ever wants consults, you can reach out. I'm currently fully booked till May, but spots fill up quick. So if you do want to get a consult in, you can reach out to me. I'll leave my email in the description box below. I'd be happy to work with you. Do you like active liver? I haven't heard of active liver, so I'm not sure. I can't really comment on that. You are so informative and precise. Thank you so much. Okay. Just reading the last ones here. So, something's moving. I have been, where am I? I've been trying to slow down or reverse vitiligo that is rapidly developing on my hands. Is there anything in particular? You need to do antifungals for sure, but I don't recommend doing antifungals until you've done liver kidney drainage. So either homeopathics again or the omega alpha liver flesh. Actually, Renew Life has a liver cleanser or something as well. There's a phase 1 and phase 2 bottle, so you can do that. Just do keep in mind that for most people, herbs are not enough if you have major blockage. So if you feel like you're not getting enough benefits from the herbal, I recommend seeking help to try to get homeopathics in. But regardless, once you've cleared your liver a little bit and your kidneys, and you could probably start doing the antifungals, and that should help. But you need to do some dietary changes, so no wheat, no dairy, no sugar, and like nothing moldy or fermented or yeast. And then you want to do lots of fiber, lots and lots of greens, chlorophyll. So you can follow the parasite. I have a YouTube video, search Happy Holistic Life Parasite Cleanse, and follow the steps in that video after you've done a liver cleanse. Take the supplements that I recommend in that video. I don't know how long you'd have to take them for. It depends on you and your toxicity. And then after the parasite candida cleansing, you could consider doing some heavy metal cleansing and maybe even some mold cleansing. So it'll be a journey. You won't get rid of it overnight, but definitely start with the liver and the kidneys. And that should be a good place for you to start. Last question I will be answering is, what should I start with for psoriasis? So for psoriasis, you want to start, again, liver, kidneys. If there's any skin issues, it means toxins are not leaving the body through the right elimination pathway. They're coming out through the skin. Why are they coming out through the skin? Because they can't leave through the other pathways. So you got to open up those pathways again to let toxins leave. So liver, kidney, and then colon drainage. Again, homeopathics or the supplements I just mentioned. And alkaline. So get an alkaline diet, lots of liquid chlorophyll, aloe vera gel, start to alkalize your body. After you've done the liver cleansing for a bit, you have to do candida and parasite cleansing. Your skin will not fully clear until that's done. So you'll have to do that maybe for 90 days or more, depending on your degree of overgrowth. So I hope that answers all your questions. If I didn't get to anyone's questions, please leave them in the comments once I post this video. I'm just going to wrap it up. It's been about half hour. It's really late here where I live, so I need to get some rest. But thank you so much for everyone who joined. I love you all so much. I really appreciate all the support. I will try to leave links to as many of the supplements that I can remember that I mentioned in the description of this video, so make sure you check that out, and I will try to leave links to the water filter as well, if I can remember. So again, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll talk soon. Bye.